Alright, so this video is going to be the fuel return system for the Acura RSX. Hopefully you guys get some good info off of this on how to run it for you guys. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. And if you guys got any questions, go ahead and comment below or hit me up on Instagram and I'll help you answer anything for the fuel return system related stuff. Alright, enjoy. So here's the fuel return setup for the RSX. So I went with the Ktune fuel rail, center feed gauge. Alright, so how I did this, let me zoom out. Alright, so I got my feed coming in here and I got my return coming out here. So basically I am running 6 on the return, 6 AN on the return, and 8 AN into the feed. Okay, this is eventually going to be boosted. That's why I went big on 8 AN on the feed. So if you're just going all motor or just regular stock, you could probably be good off running a 6 AN feed and a 6 AN return. So on that, I got 6 AN fitting coming in here, which is a 6 AN fitting. I got my braided hose running this way. I had it through here and didn't like it, so I kind of slipped it through here, came along this curve, and then went into the fuel pressure regulator. So basically I mounted the fuel pressure regulator up against this firewall. There was already a nut. This nut right here was already in here, but it was on the back side of the firewall, so I went ahead and popped my window crowd off, backed that bolt out, and just went right in there. No drilling, no cutting, perfectly mounted there. So on that, so I got my feed coming in 6 AN, and then not my feed, sorry, return coming in 6 AN, and then coming out 6 AN here, running over to the fuel flex fuel sensor. Okay, that wire, the white wire, well, oops, sorry about the wind, if you guys getting some wind noise. White wire goes to the K Pro to flex fuel, red to power, black to ground. So I'll show you how to wire those up once I get there. I'll probably do a separate video on flex fuel because right now it's not going to be hooked up because I need to figure that shit out. So yeah, that'll be a separate video. Alright, so the line that I did on my AN video is basically goes right here. So I got that, so I'll basically hook my AN fitting in here, and then my line will basically drop down into the firewall behind the rack and pinion, and then down in here where the stock fuel lines out. I still gotta take all these stock fuel lines out because I don't need them, and then I'll drop underneath the car. Okay, this is all return. Sorry about the wind noise again. This right here is I'm still in the process of doing it, but this is my feed line. So basically we're still going off the return line. So return line's coming down underneath the car. You'll see that groove in there where the stock lines went. That's where you want to mount it. Okay, and we'll come in, and then in between the fuel tank and this wall, you'll have enough room to slide those lines up and tap into your fuel pump. Okay, so this is already taken apart. Right there, that's the fuel pump. This is feed, this is return. Okay, I saved myself some hassle and bought it already set up with the return line. There's videos out there on how to do this. I wanted to plug and play. I didn't want to fuck with it, so I just bought the whole fuel system, or fuel carriage. Inside the fuel carriage is a Deechworks 400 fuel pump. Okay, so anyways, so then I'll come up with my return line here, come this way, and then tap in with the AN fitting, which I'll probably, I got a 180, so I'll do the 180 off of here and then bam. Okay, or whatever, 45, then connect, whatever I can figure out to do this. It'll probably be the 180. Anyways, and then you'll have the connectors to go that snaps onto here, and that'll be feed. So we're coming off feed now. So this is going to be from here to here is going to be 8. So we'll go back down, dropping the line down in there. See if I can get you a view in there, which I probably can't, but I'll show you once I get the lines up there. So the lines will come up here in between, like I said, in between this and the fuel tank. You'll have enough room to slide it up and go through there. Okay, so feed is going to come down, same thing. Oh shit! Come under that channel where your stock feed lines are underneath the car, of course. I'll go ahead and drop down there and show you a video. Then we're going to come up. I might have to reroute my feed because I might be short line. But anyways, so it'll come up. It'll basically come up like how the stock came up, is right there by the rack and pinion, come up here. Right now I have it fed down here, runs this way, comes underneath the motor mount, over here, by the shift selector, and then into the feed. So yeah, so that's how I got it. But I'm thinking I have to, this is 15 feet of hose, okay? See, it goes down, I mean, it's fucking hard to see, but right there you'll see the line. And then it goes under, so it's kind of hidden. That's the route I want to go. But if I don't have that extra couple feet to hook up to the back, because right now I gotta go under and cut that feed line and hook up my fuel filter in between this line and then back to the pump. So I still gotta do that. I'm hoping with the fuel filter connected, I might have that extra space. If not, I basically gotta run this way, straight across, instead of backtracking this way and going down that way to hide it. I don't really want to wait to buy more line, so if that's the case, it's just going to go basically along where the wire harness is and then drop down and into where the stock one goes. I want to try to keep these fuel lines far away from the exhaust manifold and all that, the header, because heat, of course, you don't want too much heat up against these lines. These are fuel. So anyways, so I'm pretty much guessing that's a pretty good spot. Later in the future, if it doesn't, I can wrap it with some heat tape, which I probably will just do just for, you know, extra precaution. So yeah, so there's the system. Let's check over it one more time. Let's wait for this wind to die down real quick. Alright, so this is how I got it set up. So return line goes here, goes down, back behind the rack and pinion, drops down there, and then if you look closely, let me get you in there, right about on top of this little plate right here is where your stock fuel lines go. I went behind it. There was enough gap to squeeze through, and it'll put you right in that tunnel where your stock fuel lines are. Same thing with my feed line. You can see right here goes the same spot. I went this way a little bit because there's really not enough room for a AN to get into there. So, but I went here and it goes back around and then into that tunnel. So I will go ahead and crawl into the car and show you the tunnel and everything under there. Yep. Flex fuel sensor 45, down back behind rack and pinion and down that way. Alright, let's go into the car. Alright, so we're into the car. So that, let me see how I can do this. Alright, so that right there is your sway bar link connector. Basically, this is the return, goes right on top of this sway bar link part. The feed for the 8AN is right here. I'm basically going to slide it in between this gap right here and then run this way. So stock lines, okay, so the ones on this one right here, the bigger one, is the left side. Far left is your, let me get this camera settled, it's hard to do this. The bigger one right here on the left, far left, which would be far passenger side, is your fuel line, goes into your fuel rail. This one right here is a fuel vapor line. It goes into by your gas tank. I think it goes up towards where you fill in. Don't know. I'm not going to take it off yet until I know for sure I can take it off. But this one I can definitely rip out. I'm not going to use. So far left passenger side is your fuel line. So this is coming down from engine to the back of the car. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and show you the tunnel real quick. So right there are my lines. They come into this tunnel. There's clips right here, stock clips that were here for the OEM clips that keep everything in line. Like I said, the two far left towards passenger side. Far left is your fuel, and the other one's your fuel, whatever I said. And then these two right ones are your ABS, rear ABS, or brake lines, should I say. And it goes like that, and then it goes up. If you look in between there, you got your gas tank that goes in between the gas tank and that little inside the where your foots go in the back seat is that gap right there. So that's where you're going to shove your line in and up and over the gas tank into the inside. That's what we're going to do. All right, so what I'm going to use, I'll show you this real quick. If you look right here on these stock clips, when you break them, you can leave these two connected to this plastic piece. Just take some pliers and snap it right here in between these two and these two. You can leave those ones, all your brake lines, ABS lines, go ahead and leave those connected if you want, or you can redo it. And then these two are your fuel, like I said. And then if you look right here, there is a bolt that goes on the inside. You can basically use the clips to clip on there, and you can use a nut to twist on and then use to hook this line to. I will show you the clips I'm using. That way you don't have to use self-tapping screws. So yeah, you can go ahead and use that bolt coming out from the inside, which the original clip sat on. You can use that to hook your clips to and put a nut on it, and that'll keep it stable and up. So I'll go ahead and show you the clips and what sizes I'm using. So here are your clips. These are right here, it says 3/8. 3/8 I'm using for the 8AN. 5/16 I am using for the 6AN. Now, if you look on this, I got this from Amazon, really cheap. It's got a bunch of different sizes. They said 1/4 is 6 millimeter. Oh, 6 millimeter. Okay, never mind. I'm tripping. I thought it was AN. Anyways, so that's the size that I'm using, and I'll show you real quick. 3/8 for 8AN, 5/16 for 6AN. So when I go to hook it on, this is the 6AN. Let me spread it. So you spread it, snap it on. You know, it's got the rubber garment on it, that way you don't, you know, chew your lines up or eat through your lines. And then you'll just crimp this together, and then, like I said, hook that up into that bolt up there and then screw a nut, or you can just plain and simply just do a self-tapping screw through this and then up into your body, whatever you prefer. So that's what I'm gonna do. You know what, I'm thinking I might actually go, let me check something real quick. I actually might go bigger than 5/16 or 3/8 on the 8AN. So that's 3/8. Next size up from 3/8 is 1/2 inch. Let's see how that fits. You know what? 1/2 inch. Okay, so change of plans. I'm gonna do the 1/2 inch on the 8AN because it seems to get a better grab. So 1/2 inch. Now let me see the 3/8 on the 6AN. So I put them together. You know, I kind of want to keep it to where I can get lined up into that hole when I put it up there. So let me check. Yeah, I think the 3/8 might have a little bit of too much, you know, gap in there for 6AN. So I will stick to, oops, sorry guys. I will stick to the 5/16 on the 6AN because it seems like, sorry again, you know, it grabs a, shit, but see, then I can't. Yeah, so I might bump it up. You know what? That's what I'm gonna do. Okay, 5/16 is not going on 6AN. I am gonna go with the 3/8. Okay, so 6AN, I will go 3/8. 8AN, I will go 1/2 inch. That's what I'm gonna do. You guys choose your own way. So I'm gonna go ahead and get all this stuff hung up and put up through the gas tank, and then I will show you what it looks like under there when it's done. All right. As you can see, the stock line is out, the part that goes into the fuel pump. It's pretty simple, there's a clip back here. Just take off the 10 millimeter. Once you take off the 10 millimeter, you can just go ahead and pop this out once you get all them clips. Okay, so see it hanging right here, stock. All right, so I'll show you how to eliminate it up there in the engine bay. Okay, so I have this, got it from Harbor Freight a while ago. Basically cuts pipes, or little pipes. Stick the pipe in there, screw this down, and go like that, and it cuts the line. So I'm gonna try to use this, see if I can get it down in there. If I can, I'm gonna take a piece of, or a pair of, god damn it, can't think, wire cutters and just clip it. So either way, you can just take wire cutters, clip it. You're never gonna use it again. Wire cutters, clip it, and eliminate it. And then after I do this, I will go and hang all those lines and put them up into the back of the car and show you that. Yeah, I'll drop a video on how to wire up the flex fuel sensor, so that'll be in a later video when I go to wire this up, so stay tuned for that one too. So yeah, everything's done. I just gotta go ahead and button that up. I wanted to make sure there was no leaks on it, so there's no leaks, everything's good. Go ahead and show you those connectors that I got for the back by the fuel pump. So basically this one, I went with the 180. Oops, let's see, sorry. This one right here is a 180. That is going to be your feed. And then this one right here connects in, this is the 45, and then connects into the 8AN hose, which this is a this is the return. So feed, back this bad boy out a little bit. So yeah, so feed and then return. I was having an issue when I was trying to hook this up. I had the lines flipped. I had the feed on the return or return on the feed. I reached out to one of the guys on Instagram, Marco, and he hooked me up with telling me to switch them. So I did. Everything worked out. Thank you for that. It's awesome. We'll leave in the description links to the fuel modulator, the pump modulator. We can get that at Deechworks. It's a little pricey, but like I said, it's plug and play. It's drop in. That's it. Don't got to do no drilling or nothing. If you're going that route, there's plenty of videos out there on how to put that tap on to put for the feed line. So check those out. I want it easy, and you know, just put it together and go. And I will leave links to the kit that I bought and all that good stuff down below. So check out those links for the fittings and all that stuff. Grab my keys and show you that everything is good, nothing is leaking, and that I'm holding pressure about 46 psi or pounds. So I'll go ahead and start that up and show you guys that. Alright, so as you can hear, it's running. As you can tell, nothing is leaking. You can hear it. Nothing is leaking. Nothing is leaking down there. Nothing's leaking right there. Nothing leaking. Nothing leaking. Nothing leaking. And I am holding out around, right there, 46 psi and holding. So yeah, so everything's good, everything's running. Like I said, I just got to button up the fuel pump on the bottom. I gotta go back into K-Pro and set some stuff up in there too. Let me turn this off. Shit, my bad. Alright. So yeah, so I just gotta go ahead and I gotta button, oh shit, where's that? I gotta button that up. I'm gonna use some self-tapping screws to get that up in there and to get it stable. So that's how I'm gonna do that. So yeah, there it is. Everything's good. I did get some grams 550 cc fuel injectors. I went ahead and put those in. I didn't do a DIY on that. I mean, it is what it is. So yeah, so stay tuned for the next video, which is going to be how to wire up the flex fuel. I will also drop a video on how to do AN fittings, on how to do the fittings, put them on the lines, put them on the PTFE lines, put them on CPE lines. So go ahead and look out for those videos on how to do the lines, and that's it. So thank you for watching. Oh wait, not yet. So to do this is it's pretty easy. Not too hard. You guys can do it. My advice is spend the money on the lines, on the fittings, on the lines, because you are dealing with fuel. You don't want lines bursting as you're driving, you know, fire and shit like that. So, you know, don't spend the money on, give yourself a peace of mind knowing that you're gonna, you know, have some good lines. PTFE lines are rated for 1,000 horsepower, rated for all race fuels. They're a little bit more pricier, but like I said, give you a peace of mind. You know, you're not going to burst the line or anything like that. So I would, you know, spend the money and get them. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, stay tuned for those other two videos on the flex fuel wiring and the AN fittings and lines on how to do all that. So yeah, so again, thank you for watching. Subscribe, like, and KL Dan. I'll catch you on the next one.